Hey everyone, my name is ReyGGTV and welcome back to a brand new video. So it's no stranger to those who are familiar with my name and slash or have been a fan of mine for a while now that I freaking love Hilda, to the point where I have so much merchandise, I'm practically using the money that I get from either focus groups or getting paid through jobs every week and possibly even getting monetized on YouTube, into buying as much Hilda related stuff as I can. So in this video, I'm going to be covering every single piece of Hilda related physical thing that I have for your entertainment. And so, this is how I spent more than $500 on Hilda merchandise throughout my interest in the show. Let's first start off with a piece of merchandise I'm pretty sure every Hilda fan would consider getting first, the books. More specifically, the graphic novels created by Luke Pearson. For those who don't know or aren't quite sure yet, the show Hilda was actually based from Luke's Hilda graphic novel franchise, with the release of his Hilda Folk comic in 2010, which we'll get into later. But as of right now, what you are seeing on screen are all the graphic novels that are still being published and ones that you can get for about 12 to 15 bucks on Amazon right now. Out of all these books, I'd say the best one has got to be Hilda and the Mountain King, and it's the newest one that was released. For those who can't wait to see the movie adaptation when it releases sometime this year, I highly recommend this book to anyone who wants to know exactly what happened after Season 2's finale. It is the best Hilda graphic novel in my opinion. These books are all definitely worth checking out if you have the money, especially that of the Mountain King. And then there's these two books. What you are seeing are not only two of the original copies of the Hilda and the Troll graphic novel, but these two are some of, if not the rarest Hilda books that have ever come to surface. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, "Pfft, Ray, what the heck are you talking about? I could buy this on Amazon for about 13 bucks. What the heck are you calling something rare?" Well, obviously used copies of these books do indeed exist for purchase online. However, the problem with those is that they either come with really bad scratches, labels, or stickers printed on them, or overall just in a very used state. This also goes for anything considered rare online being sold for so cheap. It's essentially rare with a big asterisk in front of it. This copy of the Hilda and the Troll comic is the first ever edition of the comic that was printed in 2010, and not only was it originally titled Hilda Folk, but it is also noticeably smaller compared to other editions of the book. It's essentially the same book as Hilda and the Troll, but with neat little side tabs on the front and back. Smile for the camera, Luke Pearson. I got this book in its new condition on eBay for about 50 bucks, which is actually stupidly cheap for how much this copy is worth in its condition. I've tried getting a brand new copy of the book at the time of purchase, but I've tried looking literally everywhere and it's pretty much impossible, especially for something that is over 10 years old now. So getting this for 50 bucks for a copy in new condition on eBay felt like a complete gamble, especially with my bad history of being scammed on the website before, but the seller came through and I am 100% satisfied with it. Although there are some minor scuffs on the sides of the book, it's most likely due to its age at this point. You could barely see them on camera though, and if I were to show this to someone who was like 2 or 3 feet away from me, they probably wouldn't even notice a thing on it. Copies like these are worth hundreds of dollars and are very hard to find, so I'm lucky to get a copy like this for so cheap. As for this copy of the Hilda and the Troll book, this is the only edition of the Hilda and the Troll book that has a hardcover, at least to my knowledge. The only copy I seem to find of the current printed edition one is the softcover one. But either way, this copy is also pretty rare as well. This was printed in 2013 and stopped when the current edition started printing. This copy is in its sealed brand new condition, but I'm debating on whether I should take out the seal or not. I'm probably going to end up keeping it like this for now, since I would like it to have some more worth in the future. It cost me about 113 bucks when I got it off Books, but now when you try to look for a brand new copy, they are pretty much non-existent. As of the writing of this video, there appears to be a single eBay listing of the hardcover selling for an astonishing $200. And it's not even a brand new copy either, so I guess I must be pretty lucky to have this in my hands, and new condition. Depending on if new copies like this one don't resurface, this might just end up being the rarest thing I have in my book collection, and possibly even the rarest Hilda thing I have. Now let's get into the tie-in books of Hilda, inspired by the show. Let's start off with the books I think those who are fans of the show are most familiar with, the 7 Davies books. Now if you don't know, the 7 Davies Hilda tie-in novels are essentially bits of episodes from the show compiled into a single book for you to read. Admittedly, the order can be a bit confusing, especially if you decided to watch the episodes first and then the books next, which Let's face it, I'm pretty sure that's why people are buying these books in the first place. 3 books came out in 2019 apparently? I could have sworn they came out sometime in November 2018, but honestly I'm too lazy to do some more digging. These 3 are Hilda and the Hidden People, Hilda and the Great Parade, and Hilda and the Nowhere Space, with soft covers releasing later on. These books were based on episodes from Season 1, and so naturally when Season 2 came about, they released 3 more books that were based on episodes of Season 2. Hilda and the Time Worm, Hilda and the Ghost Ship, and Hilda and the White Wolf were all released together in November 2020. Oh, so maybe that's why. Now before I say anything else, let me just get something out of the way. I don't like the way they release these books. Besides changing the really unique art design on one of the books to something a little more generic, the admittedly less than stellar Photoshop work on it, and that so far these have only been released in softcover, my biggest complaint is how these books ended up being released too soon. About a little under a month from Season 2's release date to be exact. Technically, these books were released to the public on the same day Season 2's release date was announced, but even with that, a lot of people I knew were actually getting these books early. So these books were technically getting to the hands of people before Season 2 could even have its release date announced. This was a problem for many people like me who didn't wish to know what Season 2 was like before the season actually came out. A lot of Hilda fans like me avoided buying the books on launch, or even outright refusing to buy them until they saw Season 2 because they quite simply don't want to get spoiled for something that we've waited so long for. Luckily, the majority of those who have had gotten and read the books before Season 2's release were kind enough not to share any spoilers or comments related to the contents of these books. And most of us, including myself, were very lucky that we didn't end up running into any sort of spoilers that could have been from these books. But all it would take was for one person to say exactly what happened to him and her and this and that, and bam, chaos ensues. Dear Flying Eye Books, if you're going to publish 3 more Stephen Davies tie-in novels for a possible Season 3 or more, please do not release them before that season's release date. Thank you. So anyway, with that out of the way, honestly I still have yet to really dig into these books more. I've given them a read every now and then if, let's say, I'm at camping or on a road trip when there's no Wi-Fi. I don't really like to read into these books too much because, again, essentially, they're just a bunch of Hilda episodes combined into books. If I wanted to watch an episode of Hilda, I don't grab a book off my shelf and start reading. I go on Netflix and start watching it. Wait, you have to read in books? Credit where credit is due though. I really like the illustrations that are done for some of the pages on these books, and I think they really captured the visuals from the show well, whilst also having them be relevant to exactly what you're reading. So if you don't have Wi-Fi around, like to read a lot, or just an avid Hilda collector like I am, then these books are for you. The last 2 Hilda tie-in books I would like to show today are Hilda's Sparrow Scout Badge Guide and Hilda's Book of Beasts and Spirits. I've previously taken a look at Hilda's Sparrow Scout Badge Guide for a review and unboxing in the past on this channel, so I won't go too deep into it in this video, but all you will need to know is that it's essentially a book targeted primarily to kids, so they can learn how to get badges and such. In my opinion, it's not something too special, but it's definitely neat to have a book like this for fans like myself. Hilda's Book of Beasts and Spirits though is, to me at least, one of the most interesting books to come out. The book goes into depth and detail about various creatures we've already known from the show, and gives us information that we had never even known before. For example, confirming that there exists entire wood species, multiple thunderbirds have been said to exist, and that Alfred was born on June 20th. The funny thing is that this book sort of blew up on TikTok after I made a video pretending to call this obviously fake phone number for the Black Count on one of the pages on it, and then I ended up rickrolling everyone. The video now has over 100,000 views and more than 22,000 likes, so yay, free promotion, I think. No, but seriously, this is another Hilda book I would strongly recommend to those who are fans of the show who want to know just a little more about the strange world of creatures this show has. And overall, it's a really great book. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I ordered a copy of the book from the UK because I wanted this limited edition print that came with it, even though it would cost me $50 in total overseas since I live in the US, but I don't care. It looks totally rad, and that makes it absolutely worth it. Shame it's pretty much a UK exclusive as of right now though. I have 5 Hilda shirts in total, 3 if you don't count the duplicates. The first one here admittedly hasn't aged well, but It was the first ever Hilda shirt I purchased when my interest for Hilda was quickly gaining steam in 2018. I got this shirt from when they had their own official shop. However, unfortunately, their own shop no longer exists, but with the quality that was being put into these items, I could probably see why. But it's the first Hilda shirt I got, so that's all that matters. These two shirts aren't official, but I thought they were really cool, so I ended up getting them. They're designed by an artist named Citrino, and the amount of detail that was put into the art on this is just super dope. Teespring, in my opinion, has great quality shirts, and I love to wear these all the time because they're just super cool to have. Then we have the official Hot Topic shirts. This one right here is pretty much the exact same as my first Hilda shirt, except in much better quality. Much rather wear this than this one. And the final Hilda shirt is this one. It's the art you see for promotional material on. Can't really say anything too much except, well, it's Hilda and Twig on a shirt. And that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and character designer of Hilda, Andrew Ferguson, created this art too, so that's pretty rad also. I have 3 Hilda plushies. The official Gund, Twig, and Hilda plushies, and the Hilda plush from Etsy back in 2019. This Hilda plush from Etsy was my first Hilda plush, and I really loved it. It's weird to say this, but this plush has definitely made me feel well and okay whenever I felt down or upset about something. I've taken it out to the park, on snow, to the movies. I love this thing to death and I would protect it with all of my heart. There's nothing you can freaking do about it. But yeah, this plush might not be for everyone, thanks in part to its price tag, long shipping time, and the fact it's just not official. However, its design feels and looks more accurate to the show's character, and the amount of detail and love being put into something like this makes it totally worth it in my opinion, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much. These over here are the Gun ones that I have, the Hilda and the Twig one. I really like the Twig plush. It was given to me for free after Silvergate reached out to me so that I can show it on social media ahead of Season 2's release date. And honestly, I really like it. As for this Hilda one, well, it definitely is Hilda alright. Listen, I'm all for official plushies of Hilda, but this one just feels oddly menacing to me. I don't know if it's because it's trying to be too cute or too horrifying, but still. I like it, and it's Hilda, so I'm not complaining. But whatever you do, don't pull her hair down. Oh my god! Ah yes, I do love me some Hilda posters, and I have 4. Technically. Even though these aren't technically posters, I got these prints from Etsy seller Simply Ghostly Designs on Christmas Eve last year. And they're prints based from Season 2's The Yule Lads and The Deer Fox respectively. And I really like them. They look good on my walls, and are overall a nice addition to my already obsession of collecting everything Hilda so far. This is the first Hilda poster I got, and this is the one I actually got at the opening night of the Hilda and the Enchanted Art Gallery in Burbank, California last January. I really wanted to get one of the main paintings and creations they had displayed there, but I just didn't have the money to get one for myself, so I ended up buying this print they were selling there, and it costed me 40 bucks, and you know what? It's still absolutely worth it. Then we have this Hilda Season 2 poster. Admittedly, this is technically a bootleg, since all I did was upscale the resolution of the original image, then had it shipped out to me through Poster Burner, but even if it's technically not official, to have a poster like this up in my room for an already highly anticipated season was absolutely epic to have. And it's still pretty cool to have to this day. Although if an official poster is available to purchase, you can bet that I'm willing to shell half my bank account for it. So I'm just almost done with all of the Hilda physical items that I have now. And I just quickly want to go over some of the last pieces of merchandise that I have that is Hilda related. This Hilda Starbucks cup was given to me as a gift from my mom. I don't know who actually made this cup in particular, but I was honestly really surprised to have something like this, with my name on it, on a cup, and you know what? It's pretty epic. These Hilda stickers I got the other day are ones with Hilda and Kaisa, and were designed by an artist on Etsy named Skybeeb. She was even kind enough to mail me in new ones after there had been an issue with laminating these stickers originally, so I really like that too. If I can, I'll make sure to give one of these stickers to some other Hilda fan that I know, as I think they're pretty unique and cute, and they've also recently launched a new line of new ones too, so I'm definitely going to want to end up buying some of them very soon. Finally, we have this Woodman pin, this note from Alpha, and this card for the Hilda Art Gallery I got from there. This card for the art gallery is self-explanatory. It's essentially something you can just pick up from there and later show off to your friends and be like, hey guys, I went to this! Then there's this Woodman pin and note from Alpher. These come from the previously mentioned free Twig Plush Silvergate gave to me to promote Season 2, and although I'm not sure if this Woodman pin has ever been given out to the public before, but at least with this note from Alpher, I can say for sure that this is something that only a very few people could have had if they've had Silvergate reach out to them before. As mentioned before, I want to make sure I can get as much Hilda merchandise as I possibly can, and nobody's going to stop me. But one of the first things I'm going to do after this video is look into getting all the existing copies of each Hilda book, softcover and hardcover for each. Oh yeah, and get another hard copy of Hilda and the Nowhere Space since, well, just look at it. After that, I plan on getting the rest of the official gun items, such as this wolf plush and twig related items as well. Oh yeah, and getting 10 of these Hilda charms so I can pray that I can get each character. And then after that, I plan to get the rest of any official Hilda merchandise, primarily ones found on Forbidden Planet, although for some reason these items keep getting delayed every month. I have no idea why, it just happens. But darn it, I want my hands on some baby Hilda merch. Then after that, I plan on getting Hilda merchandise that are found on sites like Etsy or Teespring and such. And that's it. That's all the Hilda merchandise I wanted to show off. If you like this video and want to see me do more videos like these, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.